Welcome to this episode of Presentation Hell. We are podcasting here from Embark Studios in Tampa, Florida. Today I have the pleasure of being here with Steve Zanetos. Hi, Steve.
Hello, James. How are you today?
Great. Steve, I know him from Leadership Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Great guy. He's done a lot of really cool stuff and things like I'm really interested. But right now, you make offices look beautiful. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
That's
Tell me
exactly.
what Workscapes is and why.
Okay.
How's
yeah,
that?
no,
Your camera's right up here.
Perfect. How's it going? Hello, Instagram friends. Workscapes is a Florida-based women-owned company. Started in 1998. We do interior solutions. So companies that are renovating, relocating, we help with change. We do flooring. We have modular casework when it comes to walls and demountable casework.
Is this for businesses mostly?
Yeah, mostly businesses.
Okay.
We focus on education, corporate, and then healthcare. That's my specialty is healthcare.
Okay.
I've been mostly working with a lot of the health systems throughout the Tampa Bay area over the last 8 years. But we just help people create beautiful places to work, learn, and heal.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
that was a mouthful.
Yes.
Work, learn, and heal.
Yeah.
Basically, the table I'm sitting at right now, the rug and carpeting that's on the floor, the chair that allows me to spin around right here,
yes.
the moving wall that divides the stuff. I would imagine that a lot of this office space has become a lot modular in the past few years where, 10 years ago you were doomed to a cube.
Right.
Nowadays, especially since COVID,
Yes.
anywhere you can sit down is your desk. It can be Starbucks, it can be on the street corner, or it can be in your what used to be a cubicle corporate office.
Yeah, it's all about flexibility, elastic environments. People are designing to future-proof their space. Gone are the days of the big cubicles where everybody had assigned space, and now it's an open environment. You go and you check in. A lot of companies.
So you said something here.
Yeah.
Elastic environment.
Yes.
Define that a little bit. I know you started doing it with what you're saying, but for everyone listening, an elastic environment, mostly for an office, industrial, hospital, healthcare type of thing, is what?
It's being able to reconfigure and change the office space or the work environment based on your needs today. Because with technology changing the way it is, and just with work environments changing the way they have over the last decade, 15 years, right now over half the working population are millennials. And millennials like the latest and greatest when it comes to technology, when it comes to comfort, when it comes to work. They want to be able to go into a space that will allow them to be creative, will allow them to grow professionally, and having a space that you can change from a conference room to private offices or vice versa.
That sounds like the core of it. The same room that's used for a conference this morning can be a room that's used for a bunch of people at desks in the afternoon.
Heads down work. People
and can end up being a cocktail room for some sort of social event if need be.
Exactly.
Not usually, though.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And every company, every work environment is a little bit different, and that's the beauty of this job is I get to work with all sorts of individuals from, like I said, corporate, education, working with teachers and, the principal leaderships on how they want to educate students, and then healthcare.
How has it changed in schools? I was going to go to healthcare, but you brought up teachers, and schools to me seemed like they've been set up in rows of desks. Everyone sits there. Then you get older, and it's a lecture hall with something that brings it up. Has there anything been changed on a huge level in the schoolroom?
They're doing a lot more collaborative workstations. They're having more desks that are, combined,
like pod focus, where there's
pod,
4 or 6 people working together in one space.
Exactly.
And there might be 4 of these 4 or 6 person pods in one room.
Exactly. And they all integrate technology because everybody's working on a laptop or their phone. So everything has to be able to plug in, be able to move around. And then, sitting is the new smoking. So a lot of height adjustability.
Sitting is the new smoking.
That's what
good.
they say. You got to stand 15 minutes for every hour you sit. So a lot of companies are going to the height adjustable tables and, in the healthcare or in the education
So
environment.
you're
too.
saying latency sitting on your ass is bad for your health.
Yeah, pretty hard to
So
believe.
being forced on a chair and for your lifetime, really you need to get up and walk.
Move around.
So people who are neurotic as crap, who pick up and run out of any conference room just because they can't sit anymore and have to come back to regain composure, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's long life.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get up and move, man. It's all about movement.
I totally get
You don't
that.
want to just be static all day.
And Workspace is creating this.
Yeah, yes. We have a partnership with we're a Miller Knoll dealer, so we represent them as well as over about 300 different manufacturers throughout the United States, and we just try and find the best fit for each company. Because, like I said, every company's a little bit different. You know, in the healthcare world, Miller Knoll's been doing healthcare furniture for over 50 years, so they have a lot of research and development behind what is going on.
When you say furniture in healthcare, is
Yes.
this like rolling, like going into ER and the desks that move, or the gurney that you're rolling in and out?
Not so much the beds or any of that stuff.
Is it the beakers that are used in the
No,
healthcare?
no.
Is it like
It's the nurse, nurse stations.
The nurse station.
The nurse, we can do the nurse stations because that's a modular concept. We can build those out, as well as the chairs and then all the storage that they need. In a patient room, we can do, again, the casework, the recliner, the patient.
The hotel
furniture.
type work, if
Yes,
you will.
yes.
So I'd almost see that as like
Lobbies.
when I get subjected to the hospital and you're
Right.
stuffed into one of those rooms.
Yeah.
I always wondered why they didn't partner with the Four Seasons and actually
Right.
like use some of the thought process that teaches you to have your ass kissed.
Right, they're starting to really, you know.
I mean, they charge enough for the damn room. I've paid more for a hospital room than I've ever paid for any hotel room.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And they kept you over. You know, just saying, I'm balancing the value. So
Right,
like, you should be able to get budget for that.
You would think, yeah. But I mean, these facilities, they're trying to help individuals that are sick. They're trying to, you know, fix the wounded and all that good stuff. So they need to be comfortable. They're working 12 hours a day.
So this is for the people who work there, or
Yes.
for the patients
Both.
within both?
Everything. So we got the lobby furniture. We need to have, you know, places for dad or mom to plug in while they're there for their son.
So everything's a work environment, no matter what nowadays.
Of course.
That's really the what's propelling that.
Right. Well, nurses and doctors are there 12 hours a shift, so they need somewhere comfortable to go take a break, to decompress after, you know, helping
I didn't
a
realize
patient.
how depth it was woven in that way.
Oh yeah, it's very important.
How do you present? Furniture's big and bulky and all this type of stuff. Or how, like when someone comes in and says, I have a new building being built and I need furniture in 375 rooms. We do, you know, manufacturing, and we have people, whatever the components are. How do you pitch that? How do you do your presentation?
Well, the beauty of Workscapes is we have a 3-step process. So when a client comes to us with a building or a hospital that they're looking to move into or renovate or change things up, they'll give us a floor plan, and we have a design team in-house. So the first step of our 3-step process is discover. So we'll set up a meeting to ask questions.
Discover, design, deploy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that already. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So you're basically doing a consulting process as opposed to, you're not...
Yes.
In all reality, you're not selling furniture.
No.
You're selling a lifestyle that lives within an office environment.
Or just helping create the environment that they're envisioning. Because a lot of people have these incredible ideas. Yes.
It's about trust.
A lot
it's
about
Are
relationships.
you guys architects at all?
We are not, but we work very closely with the architects that companies will, hire. So we'll work with them. They'll give us the files, the CAD file, the DWG, and our design team will put this table and put these chairs into a room, and we can show them 3D, like what it will look like this color. Or
so your
we can
presentations is actually
it's a live design.
You get commitment for the design component.
Yep.
With that commitment, you show exactly what you would do. You would 3D design it. You'd probably set up staged areas in your space, whatever it might take to make them feel comfortable with it. Then there's a sign off on that, which allows you to go into production, and then you have to weave in with the builder and everything
logistics.
Else that's going on.
Yep. So we'll start with the architects. We'll work with them to create the environment, and then once they sign off on it, we'll work with the GCs. We'll attend their construction meetings and just make sure that October 1st is when they're going to be ready for our furniture. we get it to our warehouse. Our logistics team checks to make sure everything arrived undamaged, and then we load it up in our trucks, and then we go out there for that October 1st delivery date. And depending on the size and
is most
space.
of this stuff modular?
When
it comes down to it, bringing it in and unpacking it, and putting it together,
most of it's flat packed, or
it's designed to be unpacked and constructed on site.
Yeah, as like when it comes to the systems product or the desking, or most of the stuff. When it comes to like seating, couches, recliners and stuff along those lines, they'll already come assembled. But we'll blanket wrap them, and there's been a lot of changes with the shipping process, with the manufacturing process, because a lot of these companies really care about the environment, and so they're really trying to figure out a way to be more green and sustainable for the planet.
So is this contributing to those super warehouses I drive by on the freeway that has 1 billion truck parts? It seems like it goes on for 8 miles, and it's warehousing everything and assembling everything. Is that because I'm thinking furniture assembly, it takes a lot of space?
Yeah.
Is this?
I mean, some of that in Florida, for the most part. I think here in Florida, we just have so many people relocating and opening businesses here that you just need storage space for.
Well, there's a good reason to doing business in Florida. Right. Business friendly, not business punitive.
Exactly.
Is Workscapes headquartered in Florida?
Yeah, we're headquartered here in Tampa. Our CEO, Elizabeth Dvorak, she started the company in 1998. So we just celebrated 25 years in business. Wow. We're woman-owned, which is a huge, benefit for a lot of companies, because it checks that box. And
do you have multiple locations in multiple cities?
Yep, we are, like I said, headquartered here in Tampa. They started in Orlando. Orlando's still there. Okay. We got Jacksonville and Fort Myers.
So it's actually dense in Florida area.
Our company particularly. Yes. There's other companies that work in other states and whatnot. And through our dealer network, being a Miller-Knoll dealer, we have relationships with
other people, so you have the ability to roll out and work with.
Yeah, so a company that I'm working with here in St. Pete, they're opening an office in Charlotte.
Not to minimize it, you're really a design company using furniture and space and the needs that go into it, and you're designing the environment that's to be used based on the requirements.
I'd say a full-service interior solutions company.
So,
so we can help you from start to finish and anywhere in between. So not everybody needs all of our services.
Some of us just need a bed and a desk.
Yeah, somebody just needs companies just need, I'm moving into a new office space. I just need a couple desks and a couple chairs, and we can help with that. But, our sweet spot is, big companies that are renovating or relocating and just helping them. A lot with change management, because a lot of companies have employees that have been 10 years, 20 years, 30 years with the company, and they're just not excited about losing their office space.
Well, people are built on consistency and repetition and habit.
Change
and
is tough.
Don't move my cheese.
Right. Yes.
There's a whole book written on the whole subject. How long have you been there? You said
it'll be 8.5 years. I started in January, so 8 years and 5 months, give or take.
And basically, you've made a real career out of it.
Yeah,
in a larger sense. You're sound. You like the community. You like where we are. And
I grew up here, and I went to Clearwater High School, and went to St. Pete Junior College and USF, and I was selling advertising.
Have you ever gone north of the Florida border?
A couple of them visit. My parents are from Jersey, so we go up to visit their family from time to time.
So they were the ones who migrated and ran away.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. A lot of people do that type of stuff.
They sure do. They sure do.
Presentation Hell is brought to you by Presentation Hell, the book, which has strategies to make presentations easier for your entire enterprise, all developed by Shuffler. Here with Steve Zanetos from Workscapes. He's also a member of my class of leadership, Tampa Bay, class of 23.
Greatest class of all time.
See how that goes down. Man, best class ever. It's been really good. We've had a good, we're going to Busch Gardens tomorrow.
I know.
We get to ride on all the rides.
I cannot wait.
And that's right. We're also going to the zoo, and we're taking a boat to some place I have no idea where, and coming back. It should be really freaking cool.
The itinerary.
I was looking at it a little while ago. I'm like, it's like a play day every 2 weeks. I'm like, I get a day off. I get to go here. I get to do super cool stuff.
And we have such a great group of individuals. Like our class they're just so nice. Everybody just cares so much about the community and then helping each other out. It's been a lot of fun getting to know a lot of our classmates.
And there's a depth of individual that you uncover that you don't realize is there when you start talking to them.
Yeah.
And each one of them have a deep story and an understanding of why and how that brings you to a leadership position.
Right.
And being exposed to all these components of the community, from healthcare to law enforcement to military to the arts to the ports to transportation to the planes,
Polk and Pasco, what's going on in those?
And the different communities in the area,
Right.
St. Pete and north of here,
the art district. It's been a lot of fun.
It's not only been a lot of fun; it's been eye opening, and the fact that after you get out of school and stuff, you don't get many opportunities to make friends.
No, that's a very good point. Yeah, that's true.
This has allowed me to make several friends that I believe I will contact for years to come.
I agree.
And it makes a big difference. So
I was interested in the nonprofits. I didn't realize how many companies were giving back to this community. I knew about probably 3 or 4.
Well, Metropolitan Ministries and the ones
Feeding
on the
Tampa
top
Bay
end.
and the good, but there were a lot, like Joshua House I had no idea about. The one I got to go to, Hope Village, was just incredible. These people that are donating their time to help so many other individuals. That was a very eye-opening experience for me.
Well, the depth of community that is delivered through this particular Leadership Tampa Bay program is really eye-opening. I've been through a leadership program in another part of the country, and cool. I won't say the name, but I will say when I finished leadership, I moved out of that town to another town.
Well, this is my first.
And ironically, the town hasn't changed much since then, and that was 30 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
as a crazy thought, by the way.
That's wild. That is pretty wild. But yeah, I grew up here, so it's been a lot of fun learning about just the
Tell me
different
about
areas.
growing up in this Tampa Bay area, because I just moved here and I found the Sunshine State, and there's different things to it, but Tampa has changed a lot just in the past few years.
Big time.
Let alone, if I say it wrong, it was very tired and sleepy 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming very metropolitan, which is changing the landscape, the people, the tone, the attitude. Yeah. But what I've noticed is through leadership, and you're hopefully going to feed back more of this, is there's a deep sense of community around here. And the people who grew up and the people who've contributed to it, they want to give back. And I can say, when I left New York, one of the reasons why is when you're doing business in New York, people put their hand out and they say, how much? What do you have? Pay up, pay up.
Right.
When I came to Tampa Bay, people put their arms out and said, how can we help you?
Right.
And they gave you this bountiful bouquet of goods through thought, leadership, vision, direction, and hope that really propels the whole community. Well, so
one of my favorite parts about the Tampa Bay area is it is a melting pot. Like, people are from New York and the Midwest and other countries, and everybody is so welcoming and always, like you said, trying to help new people get integrated, figure out their footing, what they want to do. But the people that have been here, born and raised here, they're the most welcoming. They're the ones that are constantly trying to help people grow, trying to help them get themselves established in the community, and it's been a lot of fun. My dad and mom moved me here when I was in middle school. My dad retired from the Air Force, and we moved down here, and I'm so thankful they did, because I've gotten to know a lot of incredible people, and it's been a lot of fun living in Florida and watching just the growth and progress.
I learned that Florida is the most diverse state in the country.
Makes sense.
And it's balanced. When you called it a melting pot, that's what we used to use that a lot of time. But Florida has that, and there's a lot of voices, and they're allowed to be heard, and it's really special that way, and it allows for a solid community.
Camaraderie, working together, people trying to just help elevate each other.
Okay, you went to high school in Clearwater.
Clearwater High School, yep.
So tell what is it to go to high school in Florida? You're man from Florida.
Yeah, right.
Here's Steve's story.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. I went to Clearwater High, and then, like I said, started at St. Pete Junior College. Went for business and started working out after St. Pete Junior. Went to USF for a little bit, and then met Steve Chapman, who was the CEO at DuPont Registry, and he, at 20 years old, hired me to come do sales and marketing for.
So this is like really cool. DuPont Registry. People know who they are. Some people.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's a
so
high
what
end.
did you do at 20 years old?
Yeah.
What did you get to like jump in a Maserati? Did you
I got to ride. Yeah, I got to ride. Yeah, I got to ride in some pretty sweet cars. I eventually they let me drive some of the nicer stuff, but I was cold calling. I was on the phone calling auto dealerships, individuals that were selling their high-end cars.
So tell me, this is okay. DuPont Registry is a publication for the
affluent,
for the affluent. Okay, that's a nice way of saying it.
Affluent marketplace.
If you want to learn about a kick-ass car, you want to look at the DuPont Registry.
Exactly.
If you want to know about the best boats in the world, DuPont Registry.
Right.
They probably have a registry for the best real estate, best vacations, buy your own island type of stuff.
Yeah.
But you worked with the boats and cars, is that true?
Yeah, I sold for the boating magazine, and I was general manager for the yachting magazine when I was there till about 8 years ago, when I started here.
So calling on a boating company, let's say a shipyard makes a 100-foot boat that costs $20 million that has a plane on the top and has a bunch of people dancing on it and a cook and a maid and a clean and the whole 9 yards. You call them on the phone. You say, "I need your money to advertise here."
Pretty much,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
And how does this go? How do you get their attention? Do they already know who you are?
A lot of them already knew DuPont
so you're already
Registry.
the player in this space.
Yeah, they created an incredible environment for the affluent, that were trying to buy and sell luxury
Did
items.
they ever try? Did you have budget to win these people over?
Yeah, I mean, we were going to events, we were going to shows where they were at, and again, it's all about relationships. You got to get to the right people, find out what their pain points are, what they're trying to do, and then help them get their product in front of people that can afford to purchase it.
You're literally, the registry is about using the word registry. You're doing it's doing a full list of all the best of the best in that category.
Yeah.
And as such, when someone gets listed, you call them up and say, "I need some money to advertise. You're number one. You can sell more boats this way."
Cars,
one boat, one car covers the whole year of advertising.
Exactly.
I already understand that.
Yeah.
Do any of these guys? Do you ever get to go to some of these places and accept the luxury of this, like show up at a boating event where the cook comes and gives you dinner and you sit down and suddenly you're watching a movie that hasn't been released in Hollywood yet, and then people come dancing and then the dom is being poured.
No, it wasn't quite like that.
In the morning and you're closing the deal.
I'm sure there were some people that were doing that, but no, I was I was just out there grinding.
What's the coolest car you ever rode in?
Probably the.
There's too many guys. You hear that? What's the coolest car that was red that you rode in? Let's narrow down.
That was red, probably the Ferrari.
See how easy that is?
That was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it was a pretty. Yeah, it was
like
it was
a brand. Like what year Ferrari was it?
I mean, at that time it was 2005 and 2005. Like every year.
Who was driving it?
I mean, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods drove a Ferrari that you were in?
Not when I was in it.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to call you. You're about to light me up here. No,
yeah. But he would work with our company, and they would, help him.
Who's the biggest celebrity you got to shake hands in this process?
Probably the Hulkster, man.
Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan, man.
He's old at this point.
Yeah, he is. But he's still a celebrity. He's still a big deal.
True. Is he in town? And
he lives in Clearwater.
Yeah, there's another WWE wrestler who hangs out at Sparkman's Wharf all the time.
Oh, nice.
I forget his name. I had his picture.
Yeah,
Ric Flair. That's right.
Nice,
yeah, he's a big
Woo!
native. Yeah, exactly. You can find him at the bar at the Battery any day or two of the week. Right. Nice guy.
Yeah, they're all good. And I've got some baseball players and some football players and stuff along those lines. But for the most part, we were dealing with the individuals that were selling the product, trying to help them get it in front of people that can afford to purchase it.
And some of the toys on these boats are some of the coolest toys in the world.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Have you ever like taken a jet ski and backed off a boat and rode around and
not me personally, but I've seen people do it.
See, that's like that would be the whole bonus factor, especially getting in at 20 and being like brought into that type of stuff.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. I learned a lot, and it was phone sale. It was.
And how long did you work there?
I was there for about 11 years.
11 years. So more to the testament, and anyone who is an employer or wants to know, you were hired at 20, not even out of school.
Right.
And you made a career and became the general manager of DuPont Registry.
Their boating magazine.
Their boating magazine.
Yep.
Anyone who's out there who thinks they can't do it for themselves should wake up and listen to this call, what you're hearing right here, because this is real.
You just got to show up and you listen to the mentors. I had a lot of guys that showed me the ropes, how to make the calls, what to say, and then we practice, and practice makes progress, And
I'm going to repeat what you just said. Show up and listen.
Yeah.
God damn, it's that simple.
It's the easiest
thing. Did you hear that?
Right.
Show up and listen to your mentors, which is other people. You aren't as smart as everyone. No. I'm not as smart as that. No. That makes a difference.
Right. And then after, doing that for about 11 years, I got into the furniture business.
So you're a very committed individual. So when 10 years at one place, another 8 years at another, you're married, have kids, you're in the same community you grew up with, you're part of leadership,
right.
What are your dreams and aspirations?
Man, I just want to, leave the earth better than how I found it. I want to create.
Gandhi's here.
Yeah, right. I've got 2 kids, and I want to raise them to try and contribute to society and help. People that need help. And
be a positive contribution to society, not
something
a drain.
Positive. That's all. Every day I'm just trying to do something positive. Whether it's reaching out to a friend that I haven't talked to just to see how they're doing, or helping people along the way. I really enjoy helping people, individuals.
That makes a difference. I just want to point out something to everyone out here. This is a very content individual I'm sitting next to. And because he's comfortable in who he is and what he's done and doesn't have stupid aspirations, and I don't mean that as bad, of things that are just unrealistic, that's what creates happiness.
Yeah.
That's why you're happy and can sit here and say, hey, I just want to have good things happen. I want people to be good, and I'll contribute to it.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference. And I find, and this is one of my own philosophies, I find people who aren't content can never be happy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if you don't have what you think you have, you can't gain happiness. And once you've accepted and been content, that goes with it. So
right. Yeah,
I gleaned that from you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm telling you, because it's because of your character and who you are.
Yeah, I've got, my mom and dad were very active in my life.
What are the names?
Spiros and Elaine Zanetos, and they attended all my sporting. Yeah, we're Greek.
Okay.
Yeah. And they attended all my sporting events. Anything I did for school, they were always very supportive, and I'm trying to adopt that same stuff with my kids, and be there for my daughter does synchronized swimming. My son's about to go into kindergarten, so I'm always trying to be as present.
You got another decade and a half going down
Give or
the
take,
road.
yeah. I just want to be present and just be there for them.
It makes a difference.
It's a lot of fun.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
I have children too, 21 and 17, and that made a huge difference because I'm lucky. I believe they're very good people, and they contribute to
society, right?
Yeah,
the world.
What they're involved in, they make better, and they don't drain on it, and
that's great.
And that means.
Right.
That means, when there's tubes up my nose, someone has empathy.
Yeah, exactly. Right, yes. And that's one of the great things about working for Workscapes as well is Dick and Elizabeth, the owners, they understand family, they understand work-life balance. So they allow me to, knock off a little early if I need to go take my daughter to swim, or, come in a little later because I have to take them to school. But it's they're very family focused. It's a very fun environment to come to, and all my coworkers are the same as well.
To wrap this up, give a shout out to Workscapes. What's the product, where people could get it? Just do a straight ad for them, and then we'll wrap up everything.
Yeah, so Workscapes
is right there.
This guy. All right, yeah, sorry. So Workscapes is an interior solutions company that we help companies create different environments to work, learn, and heal. We have a flooring division, a buildscapes division, and then a furniture division. We can help you from start to finish with our design team. We have an installation team, and everywhere in between. So we're we're located out in Ybor. Got a brand new 32,000 square foot facility.
We went there. Yeah. I was there.
Yeah, for the Ports Day.
Yeah, that was excellent.
We have a beautiful showroom. We have a beautiful warehouse, and we love getting people into our space because our designers created just kind of like Embark, a beautiful environment for people to come, get their job done. And then when we bring in new clients, we can showcase different settings and different stuff that you're trying to create.
If you're moving your business into a new space, building a new business, rehabbing one, a new building,
renovating,
call you.
Yes, this guy
right here, and you'll get taken care of.
Yeah, we'll get you. We'll do a meeting, see if I work. Because we're not going to be for everybody. Everybody has a different, budget or timeline or what they're
but you're on the field. You'll give them knowledge. If you weren't for them, you will have given them knowledge that make them more in tune to making their choice, and they will be better for it regardless.
Exactly,
and you'll take their time with them.
I would love the opportunity to meet with you and help you in any facet of the interior.
Steve's part of the Leadership Tampa Bay, best class ever.
Greatest class ever.
Greatest class ever. I don't know what to do. So thank you for coming on
pleasure,
for Presentation
Thank you
Hell
so
from
much.
Embark Studios in Tampa Bay. Thanks for listening, guys.